Okay, so I had a question on this one. So section 2.1, it's a really important section. This is where we start solving linear equations, and that idea is gonna kind of go run for the rest of math. All this collecting like terms, and then later in the section we're gonna get stuff to one side and solve. This right here is actually an expression. Let me just over here real quick write down 3x plus 5 equals, doesn't matter, 12. This would be an equation, and the difference between an expression and an equation is that equal sign. In this case, we are trying to figure out what value x has to be so that when I plug it in here, this side comes up to 12. So here we would be solving this around, and then this is the second half of 2.1. Most of 2.1 is going to be equations like this. But your question was on expressions, and with expressions, all we can do is collect like terms and simplify as much as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do on here is there's these parentheses around these last two terms with this minus in front. So what that is like, the same way that if I had a 5 out front, something like that, I would distribute that 5 to both things. So I have to distribute this negative to both terms inside. So we're going to think of that as like a little invisible -1, and then we'll distribute. So that's going to go 5b minus 7 minus 2b, so just copying that stuff down. And then here, minus 1 times 3 will make a minus 3b, and minus 1 times minus 4 would make plus 4. And next we will collect our like terms. And so for the b's, I have 5b's minus 2b's minus 3 more b's. And if I have 5 of something minus 2 of something minus 3 of something, that's 0, because that's 5 minus 5. So these are all just reducing out, which can happen sometimes. And then I'm left with minus 7 plus 4. So this whole expression, as it is, reduces down to -3 every time. So that's what that's shooting for you to do. Let me grab one more example real quick. So say we have something like this one. I think this is maybe number 5. So if I have 3y plus 6, actually let me go ahead and I'm going to clear this so I have a little more room. So 2y minus 6 plus y minus 5 plus y. Okay, so for that one, again, we'll clear these parentheses. These parentheses aren't doing anything because that's a 1 up in front there, so 1 times that stuff would just be exactly what it is. This, I'll go 3 times 2 and get 6y. 3 times -6 for -18, and then plus y minus 5 plus y. So remember, these y's here are like little invisible ones. So we have 6 y's plus 1 y plus 1 more y. And so altogether 6 and 1 and 1 will give us 8 of those y's. And then I have minus 18, so I'm 18 in the hole, and then down another 5 would be minus 23. And then that's it. That's where you stop, because there is no equals on this. So we're not trying to solve. We're trying to take this mess and make it smaller and more compact. And what happens is when we do get the equals on the next problems, this whole process is the first step for all of those, as we simplify both sides and then we solve. So hopefully that clarified a little bit.